We left the hottest part of the day on the last break. This is the steepest hill. Skating in Alaska.
Paul Kent's reputation is one of a longboarder who will push himself further and faster than anyone else. He's an incredibly fit, strong-headed monster.
I guess what I do is extreme. I don't think of it as extreme because it's my everyday life. I rode a longboard 403 kilometers in 23 hours and 13 minutes. It's the current 24-hour record. 13 hours into it, I hit a pine cone and I ended up hitting my knee, and it set off a whole chain reaction, so I ended up fracturing a bone in my foot, pulling Achilles tendon in my other leg. I just ran out of urine in my kidneys, they started rubbing, and I started peeing blood by the time I was finished. What happened?
I crashed in the first left coming off of the push.
Oh! You need to be stubborn. At this point I can put mules to shame.
Paul pushed 403 kilometers in a day. I don't even understand how that's physically possible.
In Airdrie going down the hill, we had a cop come and pull us over and tell us no skateboarding on the number 2, it's a dangerous road.
Last year, he pushed from Calgary to Vancouver, got there, and 3 hours later did the race and won the race.
This isn't BC, but you don't drive to the top of the hills. And he was like, yeah, at least we have hills.
He's pushed across a great part of South America.
Let's have a weapon! I canceled my plans to move to China. I moved to Calgary after completing my first professional race. How was everything?
It was fun. My first heat was against Riley.
Paul is a pretty big part of the Calgary skate community.
Come on for one more run, then switch him.
When I think of the founders of Calgary Skate, one of the first people that I think of is Paul. He's kind of one of those behind-the-scene guys that's always pushing us to our limits.
Yeah, like be like here and have them coming down this way, like at you. The main reason I live in Calgary, it does have a really good set of mountains nearby. It's got a really good community that I adore and I helped create. Another thing that keeps me here is the altitude. It's one of the higher areas in North America, and so training here gives me a better oxygen absorption. There's also, I hear, a marathon runner that's going to be riding.
Really?
His marathon was canceled, so he's going to show up, so who knows what'll happen there. Winning purses is the majority of the income that I get. Really, I'm probably only making $2,000 to $3,000 a year off this sport. I want to help legitimize the sport. I want people to look at it and say, like, that actually is a real sport.
As far as longboarding goes, pushing is not extreme, but Paul Kent makes pushing extreme.